Welcome to Throwback Thursday with one of the top outdoor adventures and survival experts in the world, Joe Robinet. We got into a little bit of everything from his appearance on Alone to an interesting encounter at Blockbuster Video. Have a great week and God bless.
Hello everybody. This is Derek, and with me today is the only man who will use pine needles as not only toothpicks, but also a nose cleaner in reverse order, Carl Mandrioli.
That's a real hack, using pine needles as toothpicks. Are you serious? People have done that before. That's
My
legit.
bad. Just do it before you do your nose.
Questionable.
Please.
Welcome to the Backpacking Blisters podcast. Everybody, with me today is Derek Somerville. He's a man who never panics in the Canadian wilderness unless he sees one grizzly stalking him. That's the bare minimum.
Oh, that is...
Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Yeah.
Speaking of Canadian wilderness, we've got a Canadian bushcraft expert with us, Joe Robinet, yeah?
The million and a half followers, Carl. Is that...
More than that. More
is that
than
intimidating
that.
to you?
I don't think so.
That's intimidating for you.
Intimidating to talk to me?
You feel nervous? I feel like you feel nervous just seeing that number. You're like, I can see you shaking under your table.
At the table.
And it's kind of pathetic. How are you feeling about this interview?
I'm feeling good.
How would you rank your interview? How would you rank it?
Okay. So what Derek's alluding to is that, so the interviews happen and we're just introducing it at this point. I'm going to rate it like how it went, and not because of me, just because he's an awesome dude, is a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Okay.
But not because of me.
So he's a 10 out of
Yeah,
10. You were like 2 out of 10.
I'm always like, yeah, borderline 1 or 2, but he was super
Good.
fun to talk to. And how would you rate it? You listened to it?
He was funny. He was great. Very personable.
He was.
He kept the flow going in your struggle. No, actually, you did a good job. You guys seem like you...
I was struggling to get the flow going.
He picked up your low self-esteem very well. No,
people sense that immediately.
Exactly. No, I think I actually got the vibe if you guys went on a trip, you guys could maybe have some fun. That's what I got.
Okay, I've got a response to that because we did talk about a trip. A different kind of trip. So we'll talk about that afterwards for sure. So, but this is without a doubt one of our top guests of all time. This is one of my favorite conversations we've had on the show of all time, I would say.
You're not just saying that because of the 1.5 million followers?
No, I'm actually counting all the conversations you and I have had too. So including all those, he's one of those favorite ones.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. It's good.
Was the conversation so good because you failed to make this one?
Probably. I don't know. I mean,
ouch, that was mean. That's not very nice. That's not very nice, Carl. Sorry.
It could have been an 11 out of 10 if I was there. I'm just saying.
That's true. No, it's always better when you're there. I'll ask you afterwards on the flip side what I missed, what you would have said or asked afterwards. How about that?
All right. It's fair.
All right, before we get to that, we got our Bible verse of the episode, Proverbs 24:27. Prepare your work outside. Get everything ready for yourself in the field, and after that, build your house. So, Derek, are you a good
builder?
Prepper?
That sounds very, you got to be careful when you use that word.
Intentional.
Are there more doomsday preppers in your neck of the woods or my neck of the woods? I want to say it's more like South states. I'm totally assuming here.
It's got to be my neck of the woods. But
I feel like the more east you go, the more there are. Is that?
I think the more remote you go, and I'm not remote, but I'm close to areas that would be considered just, not necessarily, I don't know, like I'm within like a 20-minute drive of people that would consider themselves living off the grid for sure.
Yeah, because we don't, to be fair, like California, we don't have room for bunkers here. There's not a lot of room for bunkers. We don't have basements.
There's a ton of room. What are you talking about?
On a property? Like what if you live in an apartment complex? There's no bunker room there.
You feel like Colorado doesn't have apartments is what you're saying?
I feel like Colorado has more open space that you can just walk on. And
California has a ton of open space.
That was a dumb answer.
Okay. It's okay. I know what you're saying. People
here just don't care.
Like my interpretation is preppers want to get away from government interference with things, right?
Yeah.
And California is the top state for government interference.
Correct.
Yeah. So
we're not, there's no...
Yeah. So I think there's more in my neck. That being said, I don't know of anybody that's into that stuff.
You don't know an official prepper?
No, but I kind of want to.
Maybe we need to find one.
Yeah, if you're a prepper out there, please reach out. We want to, man, maybe we could have him on the show. We should, okay, let's have a prepper on the show. Let's do that.
Let's get a prepper on the show. I've seen some TV shows where they have like years worth of meat and food in their bunker.
Yeah.
Just gnarly.
We'll ask him. Okay, we'll get him on the show.
Yeah.
That doesn't relate to this conversation, though.
No.
Okay, let's
Rabbit hole.
swing it on back. All right, we got Joe Robinet coming up right now.
Do it.
With me today is one of the most famous wilderness experts of all time, Joe Robinet. How's it going, Joe?
Good, man.
Thank you so much for joining the show, taking the time. Seriously, like, this is our honor to have you on our show, so thank you.
Oh, very nice. I appreciate it. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So, I mean, you're a big, at this point, like, you're just a major big time influencer on TV, on YouTube. If you could take us back a little bit, like, who was your biggest outdoor inspiration back in the day?
There'd be a couple, but like if I had to pick one, it'd be Les Stroud, Survivorman.
Okay.
He's a fellow Ontarian, you know what I mean? And one of the first guys that I saw that was doing it, that opened my eyes that it could be potentially something that I could do.
Okay. All right. So I was going to ask you about this later, but let's just jump into this. So you shared, I've heard this. If you don't mind sharing the story, like, he was your inspiration, and then you, like, haphazardly met him one time. Do you mind sharing that story?
Yeah, of course. No, it was awesome, man. I had done my first like bushcraft course in person ever. It was when I was living in Huntsville. Huntsville is like a couple hours north of Toronto for people who don't know.
Okay.
And I knew Les Stroud lived around or whatever, but I got back from that bushcraft course. My wife and I were like, oh, we haven't seen each other in a couple days. Let's go to Blockbuster. When Blockbuster was a thing.
Yeah, just a couple years ago, right?
Yeah. Aging us a bit. Yeah, so we go there, and my wife comes back to me like red face, just like, Les Stroud's 2 miles over. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I had to go talk to him, right? So I go up, and I didn't want to just be like another guy and like, oh, hi, Les Stroud. And I a couple years ago, I had written him because I was I'm like fanboy of all fanboys, right? I had written him a letter, a handwritten letter. Because again, like it's a long time ago, right? You didn't really email people too much.
Right.
Like,
right.
And he had written me back actually from Africa with a signed poster and everything, which I thought was super cool. And
Wait,
so
I don't think I knew that. So he had like okay, what's the poster of? Is it like?
It's like him in like that hot air balloon episode, whatever, and just kind of signed right on it. It was like, like not too big, but about that big.
Okay, it wasn't like him flexing, like shirt like torn.
I would have led with that for sure, but no, I would have got that framed. You can see that behind me right now. No.
Okay. I don't think I'd put that up in my house. Like, I don't care if I'm a fan, but I'd be like, yeah, I kind of want your shirt on, not like sweat glistening. That's kind of okay. So he had sent that to you from Africa, which I imagine.
Africa.
Yeah.
Well, he was shooting.
Right.
Right.
So Africa to Canada, I'm guessing like the postage chances of success are pretty low. The fact that it made it's awesome.
And the cost probably pretty high, so it meant even more, right? I was stoked. So I led with that, and I was like, dude, you sent me a letter from Africa one time. He looks at me, he's like, I did. I was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. You leave the whole spiel. He's like, yeah, man, I maybe wrote back like 2 people. I was like, sweet. So I was one of those guys.
Yeah.
And then we just sat there and talked for a while, and he said, I'm having a book signing it was called like the Bookcase or something.
Right.
In a couple days. So I went there and chatted him up for a while there too, gave him a little note I wrote for him, and that was it for a really long time. But we actually got in contact again maybe last year and exchanged a few emails and stuff.
Wait, did he reach out to you this time?
We were both at an outdoor adventure show, and he was promoting his new Survivorman VR thing, and went up and talked to him, and we had a good little chat, and he's like, oh, we'll have to do something together. And I was like, man, don't.
Wait. Did he know? Does he know? Like, did he recognize you?
So this came full circle, man. Like, one of the TV shows I shot for. Actually, both TV shows. One of the TV shows I shot, and then another pilot I shot that hasn't gotten promoted yet was with his old film crew.
Okay.
So he was on his own for the most part, but he had a B-roll crew, right?
Right.
So I got to know Les Stroud, Survivorman's film crew. Then they were shooting a show with me. They were my film crew for like
crazy, man.
half a year. It was nuts. So it was like this full circle thing for me. I felt really good about it. Right. But I got to know them pretty well, and then so when I saw him there, I was like, dude, like blah blah blah, and he said, oh, weird, and he didn't recognize me like that. I would love to say that he did, but he didn't. And
but it took him a second. But he said, you're the guy that was with my film crew, not you're the guy from Blockbuster Video.
100%. 100%. Yeah. You're the guy who wrote me a love letter type
Right.
thing. Yeah.
Okay, so are you suggesting in sort of like this roundabout way that so he sort of passed his film crew on to you, you've been on TV, I'm now having this conversation with you. Am I due for like my own film crew? Am I going to make a show?
Well, I'm not a fortune teller, but
Okay. That's so funny. I got a backstory. This is not about me. It's just kind of funny. You haven't like met Bear Grylls at like a Toys R Us by any chance, have you? Is that part of your story repertoire?
No, but no, I haven't. No, if I was British, maybe.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know if they have Toys R Us's over there, if they even have them. But anyway,
like bins o' fun, bins of joy.
There's like a 50% chance that's like a real thing right there.
Apologies to any Brits.
Oh, that's hilarious. No, I love that. Over the years, people have gone to your YouTube channel, like I mentioned, they've seen you on TV, been on the Alone TV show, which is like getting increasingly popular.
Yeah.
But they followed you, they've subscribed to you. Like, what's the biggest connection point, do you think? Who are you connecting with the most? What's your audience?
It's just normal people. Like they're not like crazy adventurer people.
Okay.
They don't have to be like super right or left. Either way, I think I'm just nice and right down the middle for the most part. Like I got like hardcore hunters following me. I got hippy dippy guys following me. I got canoeists and backpackers, and I got 4-wheeler people following me.
Okay.
I got old grannies and families
Really?
and people that leave it on for their dogs while they're going to work. And yeah, no, it's good.
All right.
Like honestly, like I can see in my demographics when I look and stuff, like the majority it's men, and it's like
Right.
our age type thing. But I get comments and messages from all sorts of people all over the world, which is awesome.
Doomsday preppers?
Yeah. Which I'm not. Hey man, I got nothing. I've been watching some Doomsday Preppers lately. You know what I mean? You don't know what's going on in the world.
You don't know what's going. Yeah, I find it fascinating. I find how people prep, and I just find there's the story or the concept fascinating. And then I think back to like recent events, like, and part of me wonders like, are they semi rooting for the apocalypse so that they can use their stuff?
Get
right?
validated, even
Exactly. Yeah. So like, are they bummed at Y2K? Where they bummed like COVID wasn't like, it was bad, but it wasn't like Doomsday bad.
Dude, I have like matches and fire starter that my grandparents gave me from when they bought for Y2K, and they're like, "Oh, I guess it's gonna expire," type stuff. Like years ago, gave it to me. Like,
okay. I just had this conversation with my wife. So because I was hyper aware of Y2K, and like I was actually working at an REI at the time, and so people were coming in buying like books and all sorts of stuff.
For sure.
But I don't know that I personally knew anybody who was like legitimately freaked out. Was that a thing for you?
no, except for my grandparents.
Except for them,
They moved. They bought a house in northern Ontario. They lived in southern Ontario, down near Detroit, area in a farm country. And they sold their house and moved like up far, like out like 10-hour drive north. They were so worried about it.
Okay, that's So I haven't heard those stories. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And so were they embarrassed afterwards?
I don't think so. You know what I mean? They're old people. If they were, they weren't gonna let on. Like,
Yeah.
Well, we
They're
did.
just like, that's just, we're fine. We actually prefer it now here. This is better. Yeah. Okay. So when I check out your channel and then, like watch all of the things that you get to do and that you accomplish, the way that you put it out there, at least the way that it comes across to me, the viewer, is you live an adventure-first lifestyle. But you're married with children, and I forget how old your kids are. I know they're younger than my kids. They're on the younger side. So how do you structure things to be able to pull this off?
it's like I'm just really blessed, man, in every sense of the word. Like, so my eldest is 12, and I started this before she was born, so it's nothing new to her. You know what I mean? And my youngest is 5 now, and obviously she's
Right.
born into it as well. My wife and I came from nothing, man. We worked our butts off for a
Right.
long time to get a normal life, and for the longest time we only had the one kid for financial reasons. You know what I mean?
For 7 years, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We both come from nothing, and we weren't about to overburden what we couldn't do. So it's like my wife has always been supportive, like extremely supportive. And even if it wasn't about money, even if I wasn't making a ton of money or whatever, if this was just something I wanted to do, then she'd be just as supportive as well.
Mm-hmm.
So like I go away, and she worked, and I worked 2 jobs for the longest time. You know what I mean? Until we both understood that this was, at least for the time being, something that would support us both. So she was able to finally quit her job and stay home with the kid, and I would still go away and stuff. And when I'm home, I'm home. You know, I mean, I'm not out at the bar, I'm not out at my buddies, and none of that stuff. And I never was, even when we lived. Like we moved away, you know. Now we're out in the bush, and even when we weren't, I wasn't doing that stuff. Like at home when I'm home, but I was gone a lot. Don't get me wrong. Like I'd have to leave. We lived near Detroit, right near Detroit. There's nothing, so I would have to drive at least 8 hours one day. I'd be gone 1 or 2 nights to make it worthwhile. Come back home, edit for 1, 2, 3 days, and then go again. And for like 10 years, I did that. You know what I mean? It was a big strain, but it's like at the same time, everybody knew what the goal was, and like everybody was okay with it. And it's getting harder now to go away for farther for longer, because everybody's older and they're expecting me to be home a little bit more and stuff, because I have been lately. It's a little bit like, it's not a good feeling leaving to crying girls, you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. It's happened before.
Yeah. But it's been the norm for so long that it's just is what it is.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, so it's almost like the traveling salesman, where you're gone for a short period of time, but when you're back, like fully engaged, like you're the dad, you're the husband, you're around.
Yeah, and then when they say like, "Oh, I don't want you to leave, Dad," well, I said, "Oh, did you like to eat breakfast this morning, honey?"
I'll tell you what, I won't leave next time, and we'll just skip meals. How about that? Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fine. It'll be fine.
That's one way to say. I don't know that like a 5-year-old is gonna identify with that. Maybe.
Oh no, they get me because I've said it a million times. They get it.
Okay, that's like a saying in your house. Gotcha. That's a Joe proverb.
There you go. Do you like to eat?
Yeah, that's hilarious. So I don't know if you. I mean, like I know you're a hard worker and you've been building for a while now, but if you go back into the archives of your videos, some of the earlier ones, like do you ever go back and watch and you kind of like, I mean, you almost put your heart on your sleeve. You're like, okay, here's where I'm at now. Man, if one day I could do this full time, it'd be great. Like I just put out a video. It got like 10,000 views and you're ecstatic. Like, do you ever go back and watch those and you're like, man, I'm so blessed that that's kind of the beginning and look kind of where you are now, I guess.
Yeah, certainly. I go back and look at them often. I have with the kids, and
that's cool.
Yeah, I know it's good. It's good to see Scout, the old dog, where I started off with, and and to see where we've come and stuff. Yeah, no, it's a good grounding thing for sure.
All right, well, okay, let's get into the nitty gritty, man. So one of the things that I think makes your content very approachable is that you do things that like other people it's like seemingly can do. It seems just achievable for folks. And so I'm looking for 3 of the most important bushcraft skills that you think every adventurer should know, whether that's, you know, everything from backpacker to people that are going to be just camping out there to somebody who's going off the grid, maybe even your doomsday prepper, like 3 that you feel like are achievable. What you got?
Being able to reliably start a fire even in the rain.
Start a fire in the rain, okay. Without matches or
whatever you have.
Okay.
Ideally with a fire still, because if you can do it with a fire still, then you can do it with whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? For the most part, as long not a bow drill, but like man-made stuff.
Okay, so on that one, we've heard different tips and tricks over the years, and we've talked about them on our show, but from your perspective, if there's one thing that maybe gets overlooked in terms of like a strategy for starting a fire in the rain, what's one thing that people should just kind of be aware of?
5 times the prep, and don't be afraid to throw all of your thin pieces of wood on at the same time, because that blocks the rest of the rain coming down. And while you have all that stuff getting ready, like even if you're in a SHT, like you don't have any kind of gear or whatever except for your knife, I'd be grabbing leaves and boughs and bark to cover up my prep while I'm waiting to use that certain prep while I'm shaving the other prep, trying to keep everything as dry as possible. Because again, you're coming from the inside of a stick, right?
Right.
Like the inside, you're creating dry wood, so you don't want that to get wet while you're creating the rest of the dry wood. And then like 5 times the prep, as much thin stuff as you can go. Throw it all on at once, and then like you can start a fire in some wet stuff for sure.
I'm not a fire starter. We've got a guy on our crew that does that. He's really good at that. My co-host Derek's very good at that. And I feel like I'm getting better, but yeah, I'm always open to new tips and tricks for sure.
Yeah, man. It's just muscle memory with the fire steel too. Like,
yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so I'd say that. I would say navigation, and like regardless if that's with, and I know you're saying bushcraft tips, but like maybe you're gonna start to look at the landscape a little bit more for that type of information. Be it like, and then by navigation, I also mean like time. Like, you know what I mean? You're telling like how far the sun is in the sky with your hands. You like rise in the east, sets in the west type thing.
Right. Do you think people need to know how to use a compass?
This day and age, it's hard to say, but like, yeah, you can't rely, like a map and compass, a map's not going to break, you know what I mean?
Right. You lose it, but yeah.
Yeah, the problem with the compass is people don't trust the compass half the time, which is crazy, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think it's a super, super important skill to learn, and like it really took me a long time to learn that, a map and a compass. I go by my phone for the most part, to be honest, with my apps on my phone, and it's like, that's cool and until it dies or gets broken and stuff. So
right. What's your go-to app?
Avenza. Yeah, it's a free, and I can just download the topo for the area, and it's amazing. It's really helped me a lot.
I have a theory that like with the map and compass thing, I think this is probably not true as much anymore, but for years people were bringing, for backpacking trips specifically, they had the map and the compass, but they didn't really know how to use the compass. They just had it because they felt obligated to bring it.
Yeah, it is a weird thing. Like, unless you get trained on it, it's hard to know how to use it properly.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, we were always told to put Snoopy in the doghouse. That little red.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was taught red in the shed.
There you go. Same thing.
Similar thing, yeah, for sure. All right, so you got navigation, fire starting in the rain.
Yeah, and
number 3.
I don't know, water procurement, I guess. Like,
okay.
Because what are you going to do if you don't have water, really?
So water procurement, like in the backpacking world, most people have filters or, worst case, they're going to boil water. But would you say water procurement without a filter?
Yeah, and then that comes down to like what vessel do you have to boil it in? Are you going to, do you have a metal pot? If that's the case, then you're laughing. Or are you like putting hot rocks in your leather hat to try to frickin', you know what I mean? Like, which is not a fun meal.
I haven't heard that one. Hot rocks in the leather hat.
It is what it is, right? Or like creating like a underground seepage type filter type thing, which who knows? I'm not even versed in that. You know what I mean? But water you need to know where you're going. Shelter building would be awesome as well. But like you said, 3.
You got 3, yeah. I'm just thinking through your answer there. So like, is that a thing? Like hot rocks in the leather hat?
Yeah. So if you can contain water, right?
Yeah.
In whatever vessel it is, you can boil that water now with piping hot rocks from your fire.
Okay.
So you transfer them into the water vessel, whatever, and that water will start to boil, and then you can drink that. It'll be very sooty, very nasty. It's not gonna be great, but like no parasites.
Okay.
So that's a plus.
I'm learning, man. So, all right, and I'm guessing you use some sort of like extra clothing to transfer the rocks, some sort of like almost like a pot holder,
sticks, whatever the case may be. Yep.
Gotcha. Interesting. All right, so you put out a variety of videos, and I'm guessing just from your content, it doesn't look like you're running out of ideas anytime soon. But I've got ideas for you anyway. So, so here's my question: is I'm gonna give you 3 ideas for videos. Which of the 3 would you be most willing to make out of these 3?
Okay.
And you can say more than one, like if you're impressed, because these are impressive.
I believe it. I believe it already.
All right. Number 1, go survival camping with a celebrity chef. He or she has to make anything you hunt, fish, or gather into a fancy meal.
If one would come with me, that sounds amazing. I like to eat.
Okay, so all right. Well, I can be the go-between because I'm not afraid to reach out to people. Okay. Number 2, you have to spend 48 hours with a Hollywood diva on a deserted island.
No.
You got to teach them basic.
No. Unless
there's more to this one.
Okay.
You got to teach them basic bushcraft skills, including how to go to the bathroom, and you've got to field their complaints the entire time.
You didn't win me over with the rest of that, no.
It didn't improve.
No, God.
Okay, I was thinking like Simon Cowell or like a Kardashian was what came to mind.
Like if it was a guy, maybe, but like I'm not. Yeah, like I would just not put myself in a scary situation like that.
Okay, Simon Cowell's like the guy from the Got Talent show, so he would just be judging you the whole time.
Yeah, I'm used to being judged though. I'm pretty good at that now.
When you put yourself out there, okay. All right, so rejection for that one. All right, last one. Plan a weekend survival trip in a location of your choice. You put the trip on eBay ahead of time as an auction. The winning bidder gets to join you. Money can be given like to charity or to me because I came up with the idea.
That's an amazing. I would go with that one for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Would you ever do that?
Yeah, I would do that. Yeah, but like you would have to help me facilitate that, like you said. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could. Well, but I mean, it's a risk, right? Because you could have. We'll get into this later, but think about all of the YouTube comments you've gotten over the years.
Nobody who has said a bad thing to me will bid on it, because no one on the internet who says a bad thing has any intention of ever seeing that person in real life. It would never say those things to that real person in real life.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because they're like anonymous, right?
Right. I wouldn't be worried about that. What I would be worried about is like putting someone's life in danger.
Yeah,
that's what I would be concerned about.
You'd have to have some like fail safes, right? You'd have to have almost like just kind of like some stuff stored away a little bit, or
yeah, I feel you.
Some emergency gear, some like extra food. I don't know.
Other things.
I'm trying to think of who would bid on that. Somebody that obviously wants to hang out with you. Somebody that thinks they could do it.
Yeah.
We've taken folks on backpacking trips with our Patreon crew before, and it's been it truly has been a blessing.
That would be cool. Yeah, honestly, man, I had a bushcraft course, a school one time, and I felt so uncomfortable with every class because it was like I felt responsible for people and I didn't want anyone to get hurt. And you know what I mean? I was legally covered, but it was like, what if somebody puts an axe into their shin? I just don't want to deal with that.
Right. I mean, professionals do that, right? Professionals will mess up sometimes. Like, yeah. So for like an amateur, somebody who's learning, of course, like it's way more likely.
It's like how the lay person has not used an axe in their life, right? So it's like an awkward thing, and until you get used to it, all it is muscle memory. But I don't want to be the person to sit by and watch that develop. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, you'd have to have the emergency beacon, the red button ready to get pressed on the spot. Okay. Well, we can like shelf that, but that's awesome that you're even considering that. Okay, so I got some Alone questions. Like I'm an Alone fan. I watch it all. Like I love the show. I'm not somebody who'd ever be on the show. Like I'm an extrovert, and for me, just being by myself after like a couple hours, I'd be like, all right, that's great. Now I'm ready to talk to somebody. But I just have this respect for everybody that goes out there. So I've got some. I know you were season 1, and it's been a while. So okay, first question. There's been, I don't know what season there are right now, but there's been quite a number of seasons, and there's been quite a development. They've kind of changed the structure, different types of folks on the show. Do you have like anything to share, a perspective, kind of a reflective thought about kind of how Alone's evolved, or anything from recent seasons, or any thoughts about Alone?
Zero. I honestly, man, and you can use this, I don't care. I had such a sore, bad taste in my mouth about the whole thing. I never watched an episode past where I tapped out.
Did not know that. Okay. On the tap out episode though, like I know you seem frustrated. You didn't seem like you had a bad attitude though. Like you seemed like you handled it pretty well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. No, it was crushing. I had to wait a few hours for that helicopter to come, and like it was real bad, man.
Okay. Well, so don't talk about Alone. Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't know. You're good. You're good to talk about Alone. It's fine. Well, no, you're good, man.
One thing that came up, like as I was actually researching for this conversation, when I watched your portion of it, I don't remember this actually being on the episode, but there was a scene, and it's currently on the History Channel website, where it's like before you get dropped off, it looks like you sort of like gather everybody around, and this is like, again, season 1, nobody knows what they're in for. You gather everybody around and you pray over everybody.
Wow.
Can you share how you're like, I just felt compelled to do this, or the story behind that?
I was raised born again Christian, like big time, speaking in tongues the whole 9 yards and stuff. And I've been on and off throughout my life leaning into that and then not leaning into that. And at that point in my life, and maybe it was a bit for the wrong reasons, selfish. Maybe I was trying to get favor with God, who knows? But I was at that point really leaning into it. I just thought that was the right thing to do and something that I wanted to do.
The reason why I don't know, it really connected with me was because of how you were doing it. People get so focused on the task at hand, or in this case, like it was a competition. You're literally surrounded by your competitors. You are and you don't know the outcome, but you're competing against everybody, and you're like, you know what? Let's take a moment and let's pray. And I just thought that was super powerful. So,
well, and in all honesty, I knew it could have been a dangerous thing we were doing too. And like I got to know those guys pretty good, and like we all got along for the most part pretty well. Like we were the guinea pigs, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
For
like
sure.
we were season 1. Nobody knew what to expect. Nobody knew if the show was going to go anywhere. Nobody knew if we were going to be safe. No, like how do we trust these people? Honestly, we didn't know. Right. Like they were so unorganized for that first season that like we were supposed to be out there months before we went out there. We went out there in the peak rainy season, and that was not supposed to be the case, right?
Oh, interesting. I didn't know.
Yeah.
That.
Oh no. Yeah. Lots and lots of craziness. I could go for hours about it.
Okay, so when you tapped out though, in the back of your mind, were you thinking they might not come?
No, because I did after like I understood like they were there to come, and like they came and checked on us right away. Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe 3 days into it, 2 days into it, came and checked on us. And no, I had faith in them after for that part of it. But before we went out, exactly. Yeah, sorry. Before we went out, I didn't know. Nobody knew. And so I was just kind of hoping that everybody like survived as well.
Last question on Alone. If you said you're sore about it, you haven't watched an episode since. I don't know if you've been.
I wouldn't say I'm sore about it anymore. I was super butthurt about it for a long time, but I just can't bring myself to watch it. So maybe I am.
Fair enough. That sounds like something I would say is like, as you're talking through, you're like, actually, maybe it's still.
No, it actually maybe I am.
That's hilarious. Okay. I don't know. I mean, they've had like I think they've had just one season. You probably even know this, but they have a season where people returned. And I could see them doing it again. I don't know if they invited you or if you would get. They did. Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah, they did. So, weird. I've been invited back twice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I don't know how many seasons they did that were like redemption seasons or whatever.
Right.
But like I thought for sure I'd be a shoo-in, and I did get asked, and I hummed and hawed. I did get asked, and I hummed and hawed about it quite a bit. And this is when like I was doing really, really, really well on YouTube, and I didn't want to take any time away from it. And I knew that the only way in other people's eyes, because like I got roasted hard. Like I got hated when I got off.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, no, just like through the ringer, man.
Okay.
It was as if I offended them personally.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, no, it was crazy.
Okay.
So, and people think that I built my channel because of Alone, and it's like it's completely the opposite thing. Like it was in spite of it. Like it hurt my career.
Okay.
My career. But anyways, this is when I was doing really good. I didn't want to take time away. And in my head, the only way to make it worthwhile is if I win. And if I stood up right now and lifted my shirt, you would see how skinny I am. Okay.
Okay.
No way that I'm going to win Alone.
Right.
I know it. For me personally, if I went out there and I lasted a month, I would be vindicated personally.
Okay. Right.
But I just thought at the time, it's just opening a can that I don't financially need to do. You know what I mean? And I don't really have the desire to do that much anymore because I've done a ton of stuff now at this point, and it's only going to hurt my channel. So I just saw, so I said no, and then I got another ask again, and I said yes. This is a while after, and then I never heard back from them at all. So I'm not sure if they just didn't do that season again, or if I didn't get again or what.
I don't think they did it again. I mean, they've had some returners do like, I don't know, they've had these like spin-offs with Alone Frozen where it's like you got to survive 50 days in the winter. I don't know if it was for that, but do you think that they invited you back because of your success that you said in spite of Alone?
Who knows? I know that when we tested out for the first season of Alone, there was supposed to be 8 guys that got picked up originally, and they were like, I was in the top 3 of that. They were so blown away by everything I was doing, showing them skills wise, talking to them, everything. They were super, super stoked on me. So I think that they thought that I was like gonna do well,
Right?
You know what I mean, or whatever the case may be. So I don't know.
I'll ask you about a different TV show then. So there's a show. I don't know if you've seen it. They filmed 1 season so far. It's called something like Ultimate Survive or Race to Survive Alaska is what it's called. And so what they've done is they've combined the concept of a race where you're moving from point A to point V, but then once you get to point B, like you've got to, like, you know, use some survival skills and maybe like gather food or fish. Or it's the first season was clunky, like straight up was clunky. They've since filmed season 2, and I somehow got connected with the guy who is like he recruits people to cast. And so I talked to him, and he's like, "Hey, if you want to be auditioned for this, like, let me know. We're gonna be doing that later this year." And I was like, "All right." So, would you ever want to team up and do a show like that, Joe?
100%. That sounds amazing. Like a cool vibe.
You got to go. It's like 2 people, and yeah, so it's like combination fitness and survival.
I absolutely love like a grind. You know what I mean? I really do. I've been on some crazy distance canoe trips, some backpacking, but more canoe trips. And I love that style of stuff.
No, they do. I think that, well, at least the first season. I haven't seen the second season's not out yet. The first season, it was a mix. Like there was a lot of on foot stuff, but they had on the water stuff too. They had like canoe type things, and then they had, I don't know. I bet the second season and even third season is gonna be a lot smoother and more clear. All right, so you're saying like if I were to get a hold of this guy and I say, I've got a guy, big time Joe, he's a survival expert. He said he'd be on my team. You'd be willing to audition for it. Is that right?
Yes.
After knowing me for like legitimately 30 minutes now.
100%.
Okay, you're in.
I am in. It sounds fun. I don't know. It sounds fun.
It's different. I mean, it's still like an elimination show. So it's like the last team to point B. I think they take off the show.
Well, that wouldn't be us.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on how our body's held up, I suppose. Because you said you're skinny, so you're not burning that extra fat as much. And I would certainly train for it. But okay, all right. I'm gonna tuck that away and see if that comes back around.
Yeah.
So
cool.
All right, I'm gonna mark this one. I'm gonna save this clip. I'm going to publish it 10 times and, brag about it too.
There you go.
All right. Okay, well, thanks for digging into seriously the alone stuff. I know that I didn't realize it was a sore subject. I wasn't trying to.
Oh, no, it's fine. Like, honestly, even like it's not like I'm sore about it now. It's just like I was for a long time, and I just never turned it on when I saw it now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, in all honesty, if they asked me tomorrow, I would probably go do it.
Really?
I don't got much going on. And I got a little bit of a fire lit under my butt right now.
Okay.
I might go see what I could do.
Got to put on some pounds, though, right?
Oh, yeah, a couple, 2, 3. I might weigh like $138 by the time we get out there. It'd be all right.
All right. So when we have somebody who's like a bushcraft survival type expert, like you already mentioned that you got quite the range of folks that tune into your channel. Here's a behind the scenes question, if you're comfortable with this. So
yeah.
Like you have an eclectic audience. What's the craziest, weirdest, like off the wall reaction you've ever gotten to a video?
I don't even know to a specific video, but like I got like a dude who created a channel just about me.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
And like just like puts me in the thumbnails of it and everything, and like that's like his.
Is that legal? Can he do that legally?
I'm just not the kind of guy to give a care about it. You know what I mean? It's like I can't look at it because it infuriates me, so I just leave it alone. But yeah, man, I got a guy who created a whole channel to hate me.
Oh, to hate you specifically?
To hate me. Like the whole. Oh yeah, no, it's bad.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's not good.
Oh, I thought it was like super fan stalker guy.
Oh no, super like hater stalker guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Real bad.
I don't know. You probably don't check it very often, but it's not getting much traction, is it?
He's got a couple of videos that got some big views on them because they got sensational titles and thumbnails that are crazy. If you just type my name into Google, this will probably come up. Like probably be maybe before my stuff now, which is crazy. Maybe not before, but right at the top.
Okay.
And it actually hurt my channel a lot. He's probably be happy to hear this, but it really did because he said a lot of lies about like American type stuff, which is completely a lie. I'm not that guy at all.
Right.
So it's great. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Crazy.
You're talking to
stuff.
an American right now, so there you go.
Yeah, man. I learned from American military guys, dude. That's where I learned my stuff. I would fly to Missouri and Ohio and Iowa. I learned from a seer guy. But here's the thing: people are gullible, man. And people are super wishy-washy, especially online. And it is what it is. And I never once made a reply. You know what I mean? I never once acknowledged it. Because I just didn't want to validate it with any kind of stuff. And I figured that the real people would understand the real thing. And it's sad at the amount of people that would just believe some random dude that after you've been watching me for, 10 years, 15 years, however long, somebody says something and that's just what you go with.
Right.
It's crazy. But it is what it is, man.
This is pulling at my heartstrings right now because I feel like one of the things I have the hardest time with, I've realized now, is false accusations. Somebody who makes a false accusation, especially people that make the accusation without investigating. Now, if there's just a hater out there, that's one thing. But you're saying, obviously, people are buying into it, and so they're kind of like equally as guilty at that point without doing the investigation.
It's wild. You don't have to investigate anything. Just trust my character for 2 seconds.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think you let your character shine through. Like people are going to realize who you are.
I've been the same always.
Yeah, you're not the one bashing the other person, and yeah, I don't know if you want to, kind of hitch your ride with a person that's like, building their channel based upon negativity towards somebody else. Like, I think that's revealing the character there. So that's very unfortunate. Sounds like you're handling it okay, because it sounds like you're just...
It is what it is, man. Like, you can't stop it. I've dealt with worse. So, I've dealt with real life problems. You know what I mean? This is just some guy on the internet.
What percentage chance would you say he would be as a bidder on eBay for the trip?
Actually, he might be up there. He's that bad. He might be up there.
He just wants to have it out with you. I don't know. Make false accusations on camera.
He wanted to get in the ring. He made a whole video how he wanted to fight me.
Yeah, jealousy's it causes some bad things, man.
And that's what it is. It's jealousy.
100%. Right. All right. So what can we look forward to on your YouTube channel or anything else you've got going on this year? You mentioned, I don't know if you can reveal, but you mentioned you filmed something. I don't know when that's coming out.
Oh, yeah. No, I can't really say much about that. We're hoping that it gets picked up. I filmed a pilot of another TV show with some well-known Canadian television people from back in the day, hoping that it's an outdoor show, obviously, hoping that gets picked up. But who knows? Other than that, man, I hope to do some really big canoe trips this year. A lot more stuff with the dog. Wolfie's my new dog. He's doing really well. So yeah. But just more of the same, man. Like I haven't put out a video in a little while. I've had some stuff going on at home recently, and we're renovating the basement and got kids' birthdays and all sorts of stuff. And I felt like it was time to take a little step away, which isn't really that great for a YouTuber, but after doing it for going on 16, 18 years.
Is that right? I didn't realize it was that long.
It's been a long time, dude. So I kind of needed it. So that's okay. I'll do that and get back to it pretty soon here.
Yeah, I'll have a link for Joe's channel in the show description for those of you who have not seen it. It is, top notch for sure. And Joe, man, thank you so much for taking the time to join the show. This is, like I said, it's an honor and a privilege, and just appreciate your stories and your wisdom.
Of course, man. Let me know about that TV show.
Really? Okay, I will let you know.
Yeah.
All right. We'll catch you later.
All right, buddy.
All right. So what'd you think about that?
What did I think about that? I guess he was fun. He was a lot of fun. I liked his all of his little strategy talks. I'm glad you learned something from him. It was great.
Strategy talks.
How fire starting. You actually gave me a compliment, like I was a pretty good fire starter. So I appreciate that.
You're good. Yeah, you've started fire in the rain. I don't know. You haven't started one without matches in the rain though, right?
Without matches in the rain.
Ferro rod.
I'm trying to think of all the gear I brought. No, I have not. No, that might be a next on the list.
All right.
So my question, here's what I wanted to know. Why didn't you ask him if he would be on the Amazing Race with you? Like, that was your opportunity.
Oh, interesting.
Why don't you just go for it?
Yeah, because you're my guy.
I know I'm your guy, but he's a good plan B, you know?
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to ask Derek, but if he can't make it, would you want to do
Okay.
be back.
We'll circle back to that because I actually do have a thought on that. But are you trying to like get out of the Amazing Race?
No.
Okay.
No.
Dude, it's fun if we do it together, man. Like I have a blast doing stuff.
It is. It would be more fun. It would be more
and I'm
fun.
sure I'd have a great time. Like he's a great dude. I'd have a great time with him. Sounds like he's all in on TV show stuff as well. But no, man. Like this is my invite for you. This is for you, Derek.
That makes a warm, fuzzy feeling in my heart. I appreciate it.
You can't re-gift an invite.
I can try.
Okay.
I can try.
All right. So so I invited him on this Race to Survive show. It's like they did it season 1, Alaska. Season 2, they haven't released where they did it yet, but it's been filmed. I think it's not coming out till like August or September. So it's like, it's in the can, so to speak. And then we'll see if I get an audition with him, but
that'll be hilarious.
We'll find out. But like chances are always low when you're talking with me involved because
true.
Yeah,
you were talking about being on the show alone, and you were saying like you could maybe last like 2 days.
Me? A couple hours.
Couple hours.
Yeah. I'm not an alone person.
Woo!
I'm not seeking to be isolated.
I know.
Every once in a while, I like to recharge and go off and go for whatever a run, but I don't want to. I like being around people.
You're a people person.
I think you were. I don't know if you still are.
Ew. Gross.
Am I right? Like you used to host events, and then suddenly now, like at any moment you get by yourself, you value it beyond anything.
I think because I used to be able to go play and everything. You're right. I think as you get older and you have kids, you're around, and I have like extra people in my house all day.
I know.
So I think by that time I'm like, God, I get away from everybody. So I am around people all day, and it's fine. We have a great time. Like we play games and stuff, but it's you need a balance. Okay. I need a balance.
I'll tell you, if we were on the Amazing Race show, we could hang a sheet between, if we had to like share a hotel room, hang a sheet between the beds and be like, you have your own Derek time.
Maybe add a little foam to block out the snoring sounds. But other than that, I think we'd be good.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway,
let's get back to the guest here. All right. So his top 3 bushcraft skills. You already mentioned the one, the fire with no matches in the rain. Navigation skills, like basic navigation skills. Do you agree with that one? Do you have that skill? Where are you at with that?
Yeah, and he talked about this. We've mentioned this in previous episodes where it's like, well, you can't, like the technology's great, probably awesome and super accurate, but then what if something happens, right? Like what if you break your phone? What if, it doesn't work, whatever reason? He's like, you can't really break a map. And I'm like, true, you can lose it, but you can't like break it. So we've talked about this, how important it is to be able to read a map with some degree of skill. To help get yourself out of a sticky situation. I had to do that a couple times on trips without you, actually. It was snow, the trail was snowed over, and we had to use the map and circle back and cut the trail in half. But
that being said, the last opportunity you had to navigate with a map, you failed.
I don't know about that.
It's been a couple of years, but I was in Yosemite. We were doing an off-trail segment, and we were looking for Camp 1 was at a lake, and we never found the lake. And you were semi in charge.
Semi? Ooh, that's a bold statement there. What are you talking about?
I was in charge too, but I was also filming, and it's hard to film.
So you had an out. You got an out.
Well, you tell me. Can you film and navigate at the same time?
I don't even remember what lake are we talking about?
We didn't find it, so of course it was called the.
You're Mr. I've been to Yosemite 50,000 times. I know this park in the back of my hand. I
do, yeah. On the trails, not off trail apparently.
I can tell bears where to go. I'm so familiar. It's like That's what I get from you.
I think it was called Nelson Lake, and it was just this segment. We didn't do very well. There was a lot going on too. It was like a disaster zone trip. But anyway, all right. The last one was filter water without actually a water filter. Could you do that?
I'd like to try. I don't think I've tried that.
I think I've watched enough survival shows where I think I actually could do that.
What would you do? What would your strategy be?
I mean, the hope is you have some sort of container, and I would fill it with like things that could sift out the gunk. So like you want to have like sand, then rocks, and then you want to mix in some charcoal at the bottom to take out any viral stuff there.
So you go into a fire pit randomly, grab charcoal, throw it in
or
there.
my own fire pit, not necessarily like I'm not gonna, But the key what he was talking about is you need to have some sort of like a vessel, right? He was talking about even like that leather hat, throwing the hot rocks in, and I don't know, like I've seen a lot of survival stuff. I haven't seen that. I probably have or forgot, but I haven't seen that technique.
I did this in a chemistry class, actually.
Okay.
We got like sewagey, gross water, and we threw it in this filter with all kinds of sediment and whatever.
When you say sewage, you're talking about like pee and poop, right?
No. I'm talking like, I don't know. It was like pond, let's say like pond water, something gross. And we ended up filtering it through like sand, gravel, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And we drank it afterwards.
And how'd it taste?
It's great.
So it sounds like you know how to do it.
I mean, I didn't bring all the stuff with me, but I you know.
No, but you could kind of, make do and figure it out. You're resourceful.
You can make do.
Yeah.
I can figure,
This is why you'd be a good Amazing Race teammate, just right there.
Oh, well, I like to create things on the go. Solve my problems.
All right. What did you think about, he mentioned this. I'm surprised like he was willing to talk about this because I felt bad for even bringing this up, but he has a YouTube jerk making
so great.
a channel based on lies and false accusations about him.
I like that he said like he just doesn't care, right?
Yeah, but I think even your
How do you not?
least sensitive person, like it's gonna, it's gonna.
I feel like at a certain degree, be like, dude, okay, joke's over, right? Like to get a guy to hate you that much.
Yeah.
What does that say about the guy? I guess I don't know. It's kind of sad. It's really kind of sad. It's funny,
sad.
But it's kind of sad.
I would never want to follow or subscribe to a channel that's like the goal or that's the purpose.
True. But on his end, is it like any PR is good PR? Even bad PR is good PR?
I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe.
People see that and they're like, what? This guy's that bad. Let's see it.
Yeah.
And then they go over to it and they're like, actually, he's kind of cool. Let me subscribe.
Do we need to have that? Do we need to have somebody that makes a podcast that just mocks our podcast?
An anti-B&B YouTube channel?
Like, seriously, how would you handle that, Derek? Like, would you let's say you listen in on a couple episodes, would it hurt your feelings if they're mocking you, or how would you feel about it? Like let's say like full on false accusations. What they're saying is like straight up not true.
And it's going to be called like day packs and soft feet.
Sure.
I think initially I'd be kind of flattered. Like, wow, they have this much extra time to really dedicate to naysaying everything we say. Right. I think I would kind of find it funny, actually. I don't think it would really bother me that much. Because if you get somebody who's hating you that much, it's like, clearly you have some issues of your own. And I'm not going to Right. What would you do? Do you need me to console you?
I don't know. Like we had somebody you could, like this is earlier this season, who had a really negative comment, and I tried to handle it as graciously as possible. And it's still like, it just wasn't a nice person. Like it just was not a nice person, right? Like Joe was saying, like it's an anonymous person. So I think the way he handles it is like, I'm not going to even acknowledge that this thing exists. I think is the way to go. He's smart about that. So that's what I'd have to do.
I think you would do that. Yeah. I think and put it in juxtaposition to like a celebrity, right? Like movie star, like how much hate they probably get. And we get like one out of like whatever. It does give you some kind of minimal understanding of what that would be like though. Imagine if people just followed us around with cameras all the time, making up stories about us,
Like Amazing Race.
Like The Amazing Race, exactly. So if you're listening, Amazing Race.
Circling back. We keep on talking about this. We had an episode recently out this week, like a bonus episode a couple weeks ago on The Amazing Race. And so Derek and I are going to have a conversation soon, and we're going to see if we can actually put together an audition video. We'll see.
If they're listening, our email is backpackingblisterspodcast.com. Send us that invite. We'll be there.
Oh, if Amazing Race is listening?
Just in case.
All right.
They get bored.
That's so funny. Let me ask you, okay, so I asked him, like I gave him those 3 scenarios about videos he'd make, and he was like in on the eBay thing.
I know, yeah,
as far as like, donating it to charity or whatever. Would you, okay.
What would I bid?
Like I get that if we did something like this, we might get bids of like,
$50.
$2 or $3, yeah. But just for fun, would you ever do that for, say, our July trip? Just be like, hey, we're going to throw it on eBay, and then the money goes to charity to, we pick a charity or whatever, and then whoever wins gets to come on the July trip, and, we have to, like, make sure that you can physically handle it, but you get to come.
On the July trip. This is the trip.
You have to hang out with Derek and Rocky, which is just madness. I know that it wouldn't get that much money. I know that it's just like it'd be a for fun thing. But I guess my question is, would you do it? Would you actually be okay having some stranger that you know nothing about just come on a very intimate backpacking trip?
On that trip, no. I don't think it would be good. Because I think that's the trip that we try to look forward to with our buddies. And we see each other like once a year, everybody. So it's kind of like fun to connect. And you know how it is. Everybody knows how it is. If you have a group of your friends and you can discuss things a certain way, joke a certain way, then you throw in some rando. Nothing against the rando, but it just changes everything, So I think for that specific trip, I think that'd be a little more challenging.
So you're not as adventurous as Joe, is what you're trying to say. You are not
as adventurous as Joe.
Okay.
But again, is Joe going on big group trips every year? I don't, that's what I'm saying.
He goes on lots of trips, like lots of trips, and he's got different folks that go with him, but his is structured different than ours for sure.
Correct.
So fair enough. Did you like his Les Stroud story?
Oh, yeah, when he was like fanboying it.
Blockbuster video.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
I love that story.
That's pretty cool.
Love that story. Yeah. Last thing I want to say is, so we've had a lot of people suggest that he come on our show over the past few years, and anybody that's ever suggested him or seems to know him or follow his stuff has called him Joe Robinet. And that's not, and it is Robinet. He actually has a video about that as well. So for those who don't know, like that's how you actually do pronounce his name. A lot of times people, when you're watching them on TV or on YouTube, they don't always like say their name, or maybe it's just spelled on the screen, but that's how you say it. It's kind of...
Thanks for clarifying that. We were all very concerned about that. So
there
I appreciate
you go.
that.
The more you know, right there. Whew. The more you know. Okay.
Weight's off.
All right. So you got trivia this one, right?
We got trivia, and it's going to be a doozy coming up right after this. Are you tired of supporting outdoor brands that scour the globe, exploiting the most destitute people and the laxest environmental laws, putting profit above absolutely everything? No longer do you have to add fuel to the environment and social dumpster fire to get the best quality gear for your next hike. Introducing Magnet Designs. Through hiker design, tested, built, and owned. Everything they sell has been tested, tweaked, and punished along long trails all over the world. Check out their best-selling product, the Bend Alpha 90 hoodie. Made in Bend, Oregon, using USA-made from recycled material. PolarTech Alpha Direct fabric, ultra-light, compressible, hydrophobic, breathable, quick-drying, and stylish. Weighing just 4.5 ounces in a men's medium. Put your ethical quagmire to bed when you support Magnet Designs. Be confident you are getting the most vetted products for what we do, with the smallest possible environmental footprint. Designed on the trail, built for trail life, handmade to order in Bend, Oregon. Visit magnetdesigns.com with no E in the designs. All right. We got wilderness survival trivia for you today. 3 questions.
Okay. It relates. This is rare for you.
I know. Well, what do you mean rare for me? We got to see if you can survive. We're just going to see if you can survive.
No, it relates to the episode. A lot of times you're like, we've got random trivia. Like literally you title it random trivia.
I'm sorry. You know what? Let's get, you know what? You're right. Let's get car tire trivia coming up right after. Oh, wait. Okay. We're already back. Okay. Number 1. Where would you find dry tinder in the rain, Carl? Would you find it on the inner bark of cedar trees? Under the rocks covered in lichen, like the little fungus thing? Under moss? Would you find it under ocean spray flower heads? Where would you find dry tinder?
I don't know if I'd look at any of those spots.
In the rain.
Dry tinder. So that's like really fine stuff. The really like the thin stuff.
The fine stuff. The fire starter stuff.
Under the rock. Under the rock.
Under the rocks with lichen is
Okay.
incorrect. Inner bark of the trees, dude. Inner
Wait,
bark
no,
of the trees.
No. That's not what you said. You're not saying. You said like under the bark.
Inner bark on cedar trees.
Okay, what does it say on your question?
Just what I said. It says inner bark on cedar.
You said inner bark? I thought you said under the bark.
We can talk about Miracle-Ear options after the show. I don't have time for that right now. So if you were unsure, well, just repeat the question. So that's 0 for 1. Sorry.
All right. Ask me again.
Too late.
Ask me the same
Too
question.
late. You already missed it.
Okay.
Inner bark.
Sorry.
All right, here we go. Let's do this one. Let's see. Number 2. Are you ready? Here we go. What is the most important calorie source in survival living? Is it sugar, fat, carbohydrates, or protein? What do you need the most? What's the most important one of those to survive?
Oh.
I'll give you a hint. You want a hint? Do you need a hint?
Yeah. Well, I know it's between 2. It's down to 2.
Oh, so what is it down to?
Well, are you going to take my hint away if I tell you?
Probably.
No, just give me the hint. Just give me the hint.
Bear. The hint is bears.
Okay. I don't. Okay, so it's between protein. I'm gonna go based on what I know from the Alone show. So then we also had a guest on last year who talked about this as well. But it's between fat and protein. And there was a guy on the Alone show who killed a moose, and then he like stored the fat somewhere, and then he stored the meat somewhere, right? So he had it separated, and then he, like a badger or something, got to the fat. So all he had was the protein left. And so he's got plenty of calories of protein, but he continued to lose weight just eating the protein. And so I think it's the fat.
Huh. Correct! It is the fat. Fat
All right.
reserves. That's what the bears eat up, and they use their fat reserves in the hibernation period.
Okay. We'll eat the berries too, so that's why that's confusing.
They'll eat the berries too. They'll do it all. Good job. 1 for 1. Gotta pass this last one here, though.
I know. I'm nervous.
This is a big deal.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Little paragraph on this one. Here we go. Your friend fell out of a tree trying to get honey from a beehive. Let's say it was Rocky. He fell 20 feet and was knocked unconscious for 45 seconds.
Okay.
Something Rocky would probably do. You know from your training that he should be monitored for 24 hours. But which of the following signs do not indicate a serious head injury? Is it? He's done this, so no head injury. Complaints of blurred vision lasting over an hour. Does that indicate a head injury?
Okay.
Unusual tiredness or sleepiness. A headache that increases with intensity.
Okay.
Burps that smell like sulfur. Or unusual loss of balance. Which one does not? It's not as straightforward as you think. I'll just
Wait, how many options did you give me on that one? 5 options? Is that right?
That's the way.
Oh my gosh. You hassle me sometimes when I give you 4 options, and usually one of them is absurd.
I got this from Wilderness College. This question is from Wilderness College.
Yeah, I know you don't make up your own questions. You have a hard time with questions.
Not true. Go ahead.
Okay, it's either one of the last two. It's either the burps, but I know that people can throw up, so the burps would imply that. Loss of balance. I can see that being true as well, though. Okay, give me this. I'm down to the last 2. Am I right? Is it one of the last 2?
I'm not going to tell you that. It's not as straightforward as you think.
All right, I'm going to go balance.
Incorrect.
Okay.
It is burps that smell like sulfur. If your burps smell like sulfur, that means you have probably giardia. Fun fact. Yeah, I didn't know that either.
All right. Well,
so if you smell like
okay.
eggs, let's get you down the mountain.
I will accept this trivia loss. Those are some
you will have
good
to.
questions, even though you gave me 5 options in the last one.
Just more to choose from, my buddy. More to choose from.
All right. So we'll do a trivia update after the next episode. We'll have it kind of narrowed down here. That's all I got, my friend.
That's all I got. Guys, hope you enjoyed the interview and with Mr. Robinet, and we will hopefully get a prep run for you or some other crazy episode coming up. Check out the social media handles at backpackingblisterspodcast.com. And if you want to see Carl filter his own water with his greasy hat and some sand, let us know in the comments. We'll see you next time. We were out. I was filtering water. I got my water. I drank it. It tasted fabulous. Carl's like, I don't need water. I got my water already. So he starts drinking the water. And then like an hour down the trail, he's just like, my mouth is just really dry. And I'm like, just swallow your spit. He's like, nah. And I just noticed like every time he just started swallowing his spit, I'd walk by him and it was that giardia smell. Spit only. Not even out of the river. Spit only. Ugh.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.